Hey folks, welcome to Lesson 8, Review. Little shot of my home studio here. Show you some of the instruments I have. And so what we want to do is we just want to review where we've gone here. We've learned to play in one key to better channel our energies, get us to our goal quicker. We learned to keep our guitar out of the case, keep it in a guitar stand near you so you can grab it. Practice as much as you can. And that was a golden rule of us. Consistent practice so that we don't waste our time and energy having to relearn things. Let's just keep moving forward, and all that wasted energy, let's put it into learning new stuff. And that's exactly why we're learning in one key. So we learn to tune the guitar from flat, low, up to pitch, and this keeps the strings from binding up in certain places of the guitar, so that when you pick it up and when you've tuned it from sharp to flat, it can just pop right out and go out of tune. On that subject too, we learned to tune the heavy strings first in order to, if there's going to be any bending of the neck, we want that to happen right away. It'll put the rest of the strings out of tune. We started with 3 major chords, G, C, and D. We learned to keep the guitar upright so that our fingers approach is best coming straight at it. We learned to keep our fingers right behind the frets, to keep the optium is right behind the frets to eliminate any buzzing and that. We learned our 4/4 quarter country strum. We learned to pick the bass loud enough to hear the bass note, and then when we strum, we're brushing with the pick, sometimes hitting the pick and our fingernails simultaneously on our downward and upward strokes. We learned during that 4/4 strum that we pick, we come up, and then that downward stroke we emphasize just a little bit to give it that extra little drive. When we are strumming, we had learned to try to get some pivotal movement from this area, maybe the bridge, and using our pinky. Between the combination of those three, it will give us more control of what we're playing. We had a golden rule, and this is the important one: never stop this hand. Learn to fix things on the fly. Keep it going, keep the beat. If you miss that bass note, you'll get it next time or the time after that. There's no sense in stopping. It'll just bring in a very bad habit. So that's what we call fixing on the fly. Personally, when I play really fast bluegrass, I'm missing notes all the time. You don't hear it as much because there's so many notes being played fast, but I'm always fixing on the fly. You're at the stage, you're learning the guitar. Expect buzzes and twang. You just expect all sorts of weird stuff coming out of this. That's only natural. Live with it. You're going to improve. You're going to minimize that. So don't let that be a deterrent, and don't let anybody tell you that it sounds awful. It's somebody learning to play guitar. So it'll come. We've learned that 4 strum patterns looks like this on your screen, and it can be written with the slashes like this, which is on the screen. We learned the importance of channeling our energies by using these chord charts. That way we can replicate the song the same way every time. We're not wasting our time having to relearn different ways. We also learned that we can create our own chord progressions. We'll write something out in groups of 4 to to help tailor some of our practice needs. Having trouble with B minor, write something out with the B minor. Test, experiment. That's what it's all about. We introduced the colors of minors, how they really add to our playing, and they've opened up a world of songs that we can play. We know that E minor is the relative minor of G, and all that means is you can play it just like the G chord, hit the same bases. We know that A minor is the relative minor of C, so you play it like the C chord, you hit the 5th string for your bass. And that B minor is the relative minor of D, so you'd hit the D string with the B minor that I've taught you. We have a couple of optional ways to finger D and B minor. You have to go back through the lessons to see that. We have a golden rule from changing from A minor to C, and this goes for any future changes of chords. If your fingers are already a part of the chord you're changing to, leave them on the strings. There's no sense in taking them off. Going from A minor to C, the only finger that you're moving is your ring finger. So at this point I kind of suggested to try to change your chords by not looking. So you're starting to feel it out a little bit. Maybe play by candlelight. Try to do it without looking at your chords, so you're starting to feel the guitar a little bit more. I also suggested that you try playing as fast as you can and then going into changes. And the reason why is to force you to reactively change your fingers. That training of your fingers, muscle training, to force them to react rather than you have to think about it. You'd be surprised how that can get you over a hump of having difficulty with some chords. So all in all, we really want to stress that you push it. You get these 6 chords, including B minor. This is a very important part of the lessons. We've hit the ceiling. We've got to get those 6 chords. Once you've got them, you've got them. And we're going to move on. From here, we'll be going to 3/4 time, and then we're going to have the fun time of the half-time bluegrass. Lots of great stuff coming. We've also learned that I probably need singing lessons, so I apologize for some of the singing on these lessons, but something I guess I got to work on. Going to show you one option for the C chord. The C chord, you normally have your 3 fingers here. If you add your pinky and hit the 6th string at the 3rd fret, it will just add that much more bass. It's only an optional thing. So hang in there, things are really going to get fun now.